Have you ever wondered why two people start with the same dreams, same education, and same opportunities, yet one soars while the other keeps falling behind? That's the power of discipline. In a quiet town surrounded by hills and dust, two childhood friends grew up sharing the same dreams, Ravi and Aarav. They studied at the same school, played cricket on the same muddy field, and promised each other that one day they'd both make it big. But time has a way of revealing who you really are when no one's watching. Ravi was spontaneous, emotional, and always chasing the next exciting thing. Aarav was steady, not the smartest or loudest, but focused. His life looked boring from the outside, yet peaceful from within. College became the testing ground. Ravi believed life was about freedom. Do what feels right, follow the vibe. Aarav believed life was about mastery. Train your mind before you chase your dreams. Every evening, Ravi would text him, "Bro, come to the party." "You work too hard." Aarav would reply with a smile, "Can't tonight. My future's waiting for me." "Man, you're really doing this routine thing every day?" "Maybe it looks boring now," Aarav would say, "but I'm building something that lasts." When final exams came, Aarav topped the class. Ravi scraped by with average marks and shrugged it off. "Grades don't define me," he told himself. "I'll start a business. I don't need rules," and he did. Or at least he tried to. Every few months he'd launch something new. A podcast, a clothing line, a digital agency. Each time the excitement burned bright, then faded. Meanwhile, Aarav joined a small startup, working quietly, learning deeply and saving steadily. To others he looked ordinary, but every day he was sharpening his blade. Then came the test that defines everyone. Ravi's business collapsed after one impulsive partnership went wrong. He blamed the market, the economy, even destiny. Deep down he knew the truth. He had no consistency. Aarav faced a storm too. The startup he'd built his life around suddenly shut down. He felt his world crack for the first time. That night he sat alone in his room, staring at his termination letter. What if Ravi was right? He thought. What if discipline is just another word for disappointment? As he packed his desk the next morning, his old mentor, Mr. Sen, the company's founder, placed a hand on his shoulder. "You know, Aarav," he said softly, "discipline doesn't protect you from failure. It prepares you for it." Those words struck something deep. Aarav bowed slightly. He realized discipline wasn't about winning. It was about not breaking when you lose. Ravi's days became noise. His phone buzzed with notifications, yet silence filled his mind. He jumped from one idea to another, chasing quick dopamine hits and calling them dreams. His apartment was a mess, piles of unfinished notebooks, half-burned candles, and a whiteboard full of plans that never happened. He told himself he'd start again tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. Years passed before fate brought them together again at a small cafe. Ravi looked older, not by age, but by exhaustion. Aarav looked calm, steady, grounded. They spoke for a while before Ravi sighed. "Man, you've changed." "You actually made it," Aarav smiled. "No, I just stopped fighting myself." Ravi laughed bitterly. "You make it sound so easy." "It's not easy," Aarav said, sipping his coffee. "It's daily war, the kind you fight in silence." Ravi leaned back. "How did you do it?" "We started the same." Aarav's gaze softened. "I learned to discipline my mind. Because if you don't control your thoughts will control you." That night Ravi couldn't sleep. Aarav's words echoed in his head. "Discipline your mind." He got up, turned on the light, and looked around. His apartment looked like his mind. Scattered, chaotic, unfinished. He walked to the mirror. The man staring back wasn't the dreamer he once knew. Just a tired version of what could have been. For the first time he didn't feel angry. He felt empty. A hollow kind of regret that silence amplifies. He whispered to his reflection, "No more promises. Just proof." The next morning before sunrise, he stood on his balcony, breathing in the cold air. For once he didn't open his phone. He just stood there, still aware. Change didn't come overnight. The first week he woke early and worked with focus. The second week he slipped. Overslept, missed his workout, felt like quitting again. But instead of giving up, he started over that very day. No drama, no pity, just discipline. He started small, organizing his desk, eating on time, reading a few pages, writing 3 daily goals. Slowly he began to trust himself again. Months passed. He built one small service, a content marketing business, and decided this time he wouldn't run when it got hard. There were setbacks, clients left, bills piled up, but he didn't quit. The man who once broke under pressure now grew from it. Aarav watched quietly from afar, proud but silent. He knew Ravi had finally learned the real meaning of success. Not a moment of victory, but a lifetime of consistency. 2 years later, both men stood on the same stage at a business summit. Aarav as a keynote speaker, and Ravi as one of the panelists. When Ravi took the mic, he smiled and said, "People often ask how I turned my life around. The truth is, I didn't change my world. I changed my habits. The rest followed." He paused, scanning the audience, faces full of ambition and restlessness. "I used to think motivation was everything. But motivation fades. What truly lasts is discipline, the quiet power that builds you when no one's watching." The hall erupted in applause. Aarav watched from the front row, smiling like an older brother watching his sibling finally grow up. After the event, they walked together under the city lights, the same stars they once looked at as boys. "You know," Ravi said, "life didn't get easier. I just got stronger." Aarav nodded. "That's what discipline does. It doesn't make the road smoother. It makes your steps steadier." They stopped at a crosswalk, city lights glowing on their faces. Ravi looked up at the sky. "Funny thing," he said. "For the first time, I don't feel behind anymore." "That's because," Aarav replied, "you've stopped racing others and started leading yourself." They laughed quietly, the kind of laugh that carries peace, not pride. Then they parted ways, one heading toward his office, the other toward his clients, both walking in different directions, yet toward the same truth. The next morning, Ravi woke before dawn again. He stood at his window, watching the first light paint the sky gold. For years that light had risen without him noticing, but now it felt different, like a quiet victory. He whispered to himself, "Discipline isn't a cage. It's the key that unlocks freedom. Because in the end, success isn't about controlling the world around you. It's about mastering the one within you. That's the power of discipline."